Last night, Netanyahu tweeted and then deleted a post that blamed the IDF and the Shin Bet, the intelligence chief, for not warning him about the October 7th attack. He then was criticized. He deleted the tweet and he apologized, which is not a common thing for Netanyahu to do. What was your first thought when you saw that Netanyahu had blamed the IDF and Shin Bet? We should point out for our audience that Netanyahu has not really accepted any blame for what happened on October 7th, even though most of the major leaders in his cabinet and in the IDF have accepted their share of the blame.
See, no doubt that the 7th of October was a catastrophic failure, and basically 3 failures in a row. All the stars were aligned against Israel, which caused the disaster. It's intelligence failure, it's operational failure, and it's a political leadership failure. So the head of intelligence and the head of the military said that they take responsibility, but they look forward to win this war. The prime minister haven't accepted his responsibility, and in a way started some kind of campaign to put all the blame on the other two. This is unacceptable. I'm glad he apologized, he understood the mistake, and the goal is now, Jake, to win the war, to destroy Hamas, and to bring back all the hostages from Gaza.
The New York Times is reporting that Shin Bet saw unusual activity by Hamas in the early hours of October 7th, but did not think that that unusual activity warranted waking up Prime Minister Netanyahu. Take us inside how you think that judgment could have been made, that this activity wouldn't have been a big deal.
I don't think that these events were investigated and debriefed already. Our face is forward. We will, at the end of the war, look at every mistake that was done. First, to see who to blame, but more than that, to learn and to debrief how it will never happen again.
One of the other obvious mistakes was out in the open, which was Netanyahu was so focused on making sure that the Palestinians were divided, the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank and Hamas in Gaza, that because he didn't want there to be a Palestinian state, that he supported Hamas getting money from, I think, Qatar, and obviously was more focused on Iran and Hezbollah, and took his eye off the ball in Hamas. And I wonder if you think that these political calculations were just honest mistakes, or that they were political miscalculations rooted in something else.
The policy against Hamas found to be a huge mistake. But the policy against Hamas, the paradigm was that Hamas is a responsible regime in Gaza, that Sinwar cares for his 2 million people, that he accountable for them. He wants their standard of living to go up. He wants to build Gaza. And this was a mistake. He was a terrorist, he stay a terrorist, he doesn't care about the 2 million people, and he planned this pogrom in Israel instead of taking care of the people of Gaza. This mistake is not only of the prime minister, it went all over. The previous prime ministers, the head of the Shin Bet, the head of the IDF. The mistake of the prime minister was that to avoid a peace process with the Palestinian Authority, he not only considered Hamas to be deterred, but as you said in your question, he supplies them with Qatari money and with all materials that helps them to produce a military force on the border of Israel, which is against what the Oslo Accord and Prime Minister Rabin promised all the Israelis, that there will be, if there will be a Palestinian authority or state or entity, it will be demilitarized. And what Israel is going to do now, it's to demilitarize the Gaza Strip. The second mistake of Mr. Netanyahu is the 9 months that he pushed Israel into a domestic crisis. Everybody was busy with his judicial reform instead of being ready to he caused in a way a decrease in the deterrence of Israel, weakening the deterrence of Israel, which unfortunately led to this attack, among other reasons.